Shalom, everyone. Watch your dog. Don't come, sir. Live, sir.
No sweat. You out?
Come, sir. Shalom, there's your preaching officer, Shalom, holding it down for preaching officer, Shalom. All of this is Tuesday brotherhood class. Let's clap it up. Most High in Christ, but welcome to Yahweh Shah for another Tuesday. Know that this is brotherhood class. Why is brotherhood so important? Because that's what makes us a nation. You understand how we treat each other, how every Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian brother and sister within this nation that Christ died for, how we treat each other. Why? Because guess what? Christ is a Black man who died for Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. That's the ultimate true brotherhood that ever happened on the face of the earth, when a Black man laid his life down for a Black man who never committed a sin, who lived his life in righteousness, following Lord's statutes, commandments, and showing how an example it is to be a brother to a brother, you understand, and how it is for a sister to treat a sister, you understand. He died for us. That's ultimate brotherhood. And brotherhood is something that we're lacking within our nation as we speak today. You understand? Whether you're Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian, we have to start taking brotherhood serious, because it's the only thing that will make us separate from the other nations. You understand? Zephaniah, let's go to Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. The scripture says, this is Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. The scripture says, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. This is the commandment from the Most High God. You understand? And he's commanding every Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians to come together, come out the philosophies and this way of America. You understand? Come out the vain teachings and the cultures and the serving of false gods that the oppressor has to offer. He's commanding us to come together. How do we come together? By setting aside our differences, by stop being divided. You understand? If you're in a Christian church, you are, whether you're in a Muslim mosque, whether you're in an Egyptology or any black group or organization, you understand, you're divided. Why? Because according to the Bible, we're supposed to come together as a nation. We're not being called a nation if you're into Christianity, Egyptology, and you go into the Muslim mosque. You understand? Or if you're a gang member. You understand? Blood and Crips. Even guess what? Even they're divided. So the scriptures are saying, again, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather yourselves together. The Most High God wants us to gather ourselves together. Every Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian man, set aside your differences. Start loving one another. You understand? Start treating each other with love and respect, like how Christ taught us. O nation not desired. And we are a nation not desired. Isn't it evident? Every time you turn on your television, what do you see? A Black man just got murdered in his own garage in his own vehicle because he was playing music. That's a prime example of being not desired. You understand? Sitting in your own house when a cop knocking on your door and murdering you in bloodshed. You understand? That's not being desired. History over and over and over repeats itself, and it shows us that we are not desired as a nation. So since we are not desired as a nation amongst the other nations, which is the white man, the African man, the Arab man, the East Indian man, so what does that tell us? That we have to gather ourselves. We got to start loving each other. You understand? We have to start depending on each other and not the other nations, because we are a nation not desired. We're not wanted, we're not loved, or we're not respected, and we're not cherished. You understand? They only use us for their profit and economic gain. After that, they don't care if we die. They throw us away and let us wither away. They don't care about us. So the scripture says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather yourselves together. So it's a very serious time that we're living in, that we got to take this brotherhood seriously, because we see what's going on in this world. You know, Most High is plaguing this world with all types of plagues. You understand? We got the COVID-19 that's killing the majority of Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. Why? Because we're not together. We're not following these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High commanded us to do. That's why we are being destroyed as a people. We're not loving each other. We're murdering each other. You understand? This is the things that Christ told us, you understand, not to do. Let's go to Mark chapter 7. Mark chapter 7, verse 21. Let me get there with you. We're going to go to the book of Mark chapter 7, verse 21. And basically, this topic is, the topic of this class is brotherly to fight your temptations. You understand? It's also, if your sister is heavy sister, need to fight your temptations. You understand? No matter what you're going through with a brother or your sister, you understand? You gotta, you can't be rash on how you act towards that brother and sister. Always remember that they are the child of the Most High, just like you. You understand? Christ died for them just like how he died for you. You understand? So we gotta learn how to be patient, set aside our temptations and our emotions and our anger, and have more patience towards one another. Right? This is Salaki. This is Mark chapter 7, verse 21. And this is the top, and this is Christ speaking. You understand? Every time the words are read, this is your King Christ, whether you're Black, Hispanic, or North American Indian, this is your King, a Black man Christ. He's talking to you. Okay, and it reads, this is Mark chapter 7, verse 21. For from within, out of the heart of man, what is the heart? The heart is the mind. You understand? Those evil and those disgusting thoughts that dwell in your mind, you understand? That's what the heart means, your mind. You understand? What dwells in your mind, those thoughts that come across your mind. Proceed evil thoughts. So what proceeds in your mind? Those evil thoughts. You understand? When your brother rubs off on you the wrong way. Growing up in this society is always quick to argue with him or attempt to fight him physically, or do to whatever harm that brother inflicted on you. You wanna get revenge and give that back to him. You understand? That's not brotherly. That's what the oppressor taught us. You understand? To fight each other, to hate each other. To always is nothing wrong with disagreeing, you understand? Because if you always agreeing, somebody's not keeping it real. Right. You understand? But we always was taught to act the negative way towards a situation that feeds up wrong upon us, right? So the scripture's saying, for from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts, adulteries. What is adultery? You understand? Adultery is when a man sleeps with another man's wife. So if you're a brother, if you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian, and you meet a woman, right? You meet a fine, good-looking sister. You try to talk to her. You talk to her, and she tells you that she has a husband. She's off limits. You understand? A lot of brothers, y'all don't like to answer that question first. You understand? Well, are you courting? Are you married? You understand? Because why? Because out of your mind proceed evil thoughts. And it says again, adultery. So adultery is when a man sleeps with another man's wife, and also when the married woman sleeps with another man that's not her husband. Those are adulteries, right? Fornications. What is fornications? Fornications is unlawful sex acts, and also fornication is when you worship another god. You understand? These are the things that we have to get rid of, right? And also murder and murderers. You understand? When you murder a brother or your sister, the scripture tells you thou shalt not kill. When it says thou shalt not kill, it means murder. Because of course you have to kill an animal in order to eat it. So really in that context, it's talking about murder. Thou shalt not murder, right? Verse 22, thefts, right? Stealing, you understand? Stealing, taking something that belongs to you. You understand? We got to fight our temptations, you understand? Why is it that, a brother, he has a nice decked out car. I remember a couple of years ago, a sister, she got her car for the first time. She was excited. She put rims on it, just like how we all do. We all Black, we all hood, we all ghetto. You understand? But guess what? You know, it's nothing wrong with liking things. Why? Because the scriptures say that we are the salt of the earth. And what happened to that sister's vehicle when she got the rims put on? Somebody took her. You understand? Covetousness. What does covetous mean? Always wanting something that doesn't belong to you. You understand? These are the temptations that we got to fight. These are the temptations that make us an unholy people. You understand? Deuteronomy 7:6, it tells you, a paraphrase, is that the Most High God made us a holy people unto himself. What does holy mean? To be separated, to be set apart, and to not be like the other nations. You understand? The other nations, guess what? What did the other nations do? They coveted America by what? Killing the 77 Native North American Indian brothers and sisters. It stole this land. Covetousness, you know what I'm saying? Covetousness, things like adultery, fornication, murder, theft, and covetousness could lead to somebody dying. Wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, and evil eye, blasphemy, pride, and foolishness. So Christ's telling us that we got to put off all these things, right? So we're going to go into the scripture of David or Uriah and his wife. You understand? We're going to see what not fighting the temptations, you understand, can do to a brother. 2 Samuel, let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 11. And verse 2, Salaki. 2 Samuel chapter 11 and verse 2. Okay? Until everybody get there, give you a few seconds, 5 seconds to get there. 2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 2. Okay, now I'm going to start. And it came to pass in the evening time that David arose from off his bed. Now, we all know that David, you understand, he's the king of Israel. And being the king of Israel, you're supposed to set an example for your brothers and sisters on how you live. You understand? The way you live, the way your lifestyle live, when you are a leader, people emulate off that. You understand? If they see you doing righteousness, then they want to be righteous. If they see you doing wicked, then they're going to tend to do those habits also. Okay, and it came to pass in the evening time that David arose from off his bed. So King David, he arose off his bed. You understand? This is evening time. He arose off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. Okay, so he walked upon the roof of the king's house. Salakia. And from the roof, he saw a woman washing herself. So just imagine King David, you understand, he just woke up. You understand, we all know how men are, you know, we just woke up, you know, get that good stretch and whatnot. He arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof, he saw a woman washing herself. And King David, he saw a woman washing herself. You understand? So he's observing that this woman, this naked woman, you understand, she's washing herself. And the woman was very beautiful to look upon. So David, you know, this woman, you know, she was very attractive, you know, because she was naked, you know, she was bathing, you know, so, you know, those thoughts start kicking in your mind, you understand? And this is exactly what King David was going through. He saw a beautiful woman naked and bathing, you understand? And those thoughts started rushing in his mind, right? Verse 3. And David sent and David sent and inquired after the woman. So David, he got one of his messengers and he went and inquired after the woman to find out who she was, right? Who she belonged to. Is she married? And one said, is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Elon, the wife of Uriah the Hittite? You understand? So his messenger is telling her, yo, this sister right here, you understand? She belongs to brother Uriah, you understand? She's married. Verse 4, and David sent messengers and took her. So David, after he heard this, right? A brother in the right spirit, when he hears that a married this woman, off limits, forget about it. You understand? Don't even think about it. Why? Because she's already married. She belongs, she's already possession to another man, to another brother. But verse 4 says, and David sent messengers and took her and she came in unto him, right? So David said, he ignored the fact that she was married, right? So he sent messengers to go get her, to go take her to where he stays at. And she came, Salakia, and she came in unto him, and he lied with her. Salakia, damn, Salakia. Now, when the Bible says lie, that means to lay down and have sex. So King David, he laid with this woman. He had sex with this woman that was already married. You understand? This brother Uriah was already married to this sister Bathsheba, but King David ignored the fact that she was already married to a brother, and he laid with her, which means to have sex. For she was purified from the uncleanness, and she returned unto her house. Verse 5. And a woman conceived. King David got the sister pregnant, right? And sent and told David and said, I am with child. So like, and a woman, verse 5, and a woman conceived and sent and told David and said, I am with child. So this sister told David, look, I'm pregnant now, right? In order this could have been avoided, King David was brotherly toward this brother Uriah, you understand, by not sleeping with his wife. Verse 6, you understand? And this is the temptation. This is what I was telling you, you understand? We got to fight these temptations. Why? Because these temptations could get us in trouble will get us in trouble with the Most High. Because what did King David did? He sinned. You understand? The scriptures say, thou shalt not commit adultery. But King David, he sinned. Verse 6. And David sent to Joab, saying, send me Uriah the Hittite. So David, he sent one of his messengers, Joab. You understand? Joab was a soldier to David. And he said, send me Uriah the Hittite. And Joab sent Uriah to David. So now Joab, he's a soldier of David. He went to go get Uriah, the brother that's married to Bathsheba, right? Verse 7, and when Uriah was come unto him, David demanded of him how Joab did, and how the people did, and how the war prospered, right? David, he wants a report on how the war went, or how the war prospered, and mainly how Uriah did, right? Verse 8, and David said unto Uriah, go down to thy house. So David, he's commanding Uriah, right, to go down to his house, and wash thy feet. And Uriah departed out of the king's house, and there followed him a mess of meat from the king. But Uriah slept, verse 9, but Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of the Lord. So instead of, this is very brotherly, so instead of Uriah leaving his other brothers, you understand, that's at war, instead of listening to King David to go down to his own house to wash his feet and have a well-prepared cooked at his own house, this is what Uriah did. I'm going to read it again, verse 9. But Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of his Lord, with all his brothers. You understand? So Uriah was such a righteous brother, you understand, that he didn't depart from his brothers. And went not down to his house. And Uriah didn't go to his house. Why? Because it would have been very selfish for the other brothers that still, at war. You understand? They still guarding posts. And why would I want to leave my brothers just to go down to feel relaxed, to get some food, to wash my feet when my other brothers are still girded up and still posted? All right. Verse 10. So like in verse 10. And when they had told David, saying, Uriah went not down unto his house, David said unto Uriah, camest thou not from thy journey? Why then didn't thou not go down into thine house? So King David is saying, listen, I know you came from a far journey, you understand, you came from war, you know what? You don't want to relax, you don't want to go down to your own house, you don't want to eat a good meal and have a good bath. This is what King David is asking Uriah. All the time King David knowing what he did to Uriah, slept with his wife and got her pregnant. You understand? Verse 11. And Uriah said unto David, the ark in Israel and Judah abide in tents, and my lord Joab and his servants of my lord are encamped in the open fields. Shall I then go into mine house to drink, to eat and to drink, and to lie with my wife? As thou livest, as thy soul liveth, I will not do this thing. So in other words, Uriah is respectfully, you understand, because guess what? King David is Lord over Uriah. You understand? So he's speaking with caution. He's being respectful. You understand? With all due respect, Adawan, you understand? We got the Ark of the Covenant. You understand? Yourself, your soldiers, your men. You understand? We're still out here. So I'm not going to go and return to my own place for comfort while we're still out here. Verse 12. And David said to Uriah, tarry here today also, and tomorrow I will let thee depart. So Uriah abode in Jerusalem that day and the morrow. So he stayed that day up until the next day. Verse 13. And when David had called him, he did eat and drink before him, and he made him drunk. All right, so now he called in Uriah. You know, and Uriah this time he did eat and he did drunk, but only this time King David made Uriah drunk. Okay, and he made him drunk. And at evening he went out to lie on his bed with the servants of his lord, but went not down to his house. Okay, so even though he was drunk, you understand, he went to lie down in his bed with the servants of his lord. So he went and slept that off. But being that he was still with the servants, you understand, he's still with the men of war, right? But he never returned down to his own house. Verse 14. Verse 14. And it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah. Verse 15. And he wrote in the letter saying, set he Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle. Now, this is some heavy wickedness going on. You understand? King David is about to plot. He's about to do something wicked. He's plotting against his brother Uriah. Why? All because he knows he's guilty of having sex, lying with his wife, and getting her pregnant. I'm going to read that verse again. Verse 14. Slakia. Again, we in for those who may be tuning in now, we have 2 Samuel chapter 11, and we have verse 14. Come on. And it came to pass, verse 14, and it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab. So David, he wrote this letter to Joab. And now what does this letter read? It's sent by the hand of Uriah. So now Joab had to give this letter that David sent to Uriah. And with that, Slakia. And verse 15, verse 15, and he wrote in the letter saying, set ye Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle. So this letter that this letter that David wrote, this letter is telling Joab, you understand, one of his soldiers, to set Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle. You understand? Where what is the forefront, the beginning of the battle? You understand? So we're not talking about men in the back. We're talking about men in the front who would catch the sword. You understand? Set Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, and retire ye from him, that he may be smitten and die. So David wanted Uriah. David wanted Joab to Uriah in the front of the battle. You understand? Where all the carnage and bloodshed, you understand? We're all at the beginning of the battle. So that what? They like to say, so he can catch, another word, so he can catch the bullet. So he can catch the sword and be smitten and die. Verse 16, and it came to pass when Joab observed the city that he assigned Uriah unto a place where he knew that valiant men were. So Joab, he set Uriah to a place, you understand, where these were men at war. You understand that in particular, that these men were probably more skilled. You know that these men were probably more skilled in battle than Uriah. You understand? That way Uriah would get smitten at the beginning of the war. Verse 17, and the men of the city went out and fought with Joab. And there fell some people, and some of the people fell, you understand, for war. Some of the people of Joab soldiers, they fell. They got smitten, they died. Of the servants of David, and Uriah the Hittite died also. So Uriah the Hittite, you understand, he died also. Even though it says Uriah the Hittite, you know, we all know that Hittites are Africans. You understand? Uriah, in this case, he's not an African. You understand? The Hittites talking about he came from a place. You understand? That was his region from where he dwelt, where he came from. But Uriah was indeed an Israelite, and this is what David had him set up and killed in the forefront of the battle. Why? Or because to get rid of, to take out Uriah out the picture. Why? Because he know what he did to Uriah by getting his wife pregnant, right? Verse 18, and Joab sent and told David all the things concerning the war. Understand? So Joab, and again, he's a soldier of King David, and Joab, he's given a report to David on how the war went. Because mainly David, the only thing David want to know is whether Uriah is dead or alive. Verse 19, and charged the messenger, saying, when thou hast made an end of telling the matter of the war unto the king. Verse 20. Salakia. Let's jump down to verse. No, we could keep on. Salakia. Verse 20. And if so, be that the king's wrath arise, and he say unto thee, wherefore approach he so nigh unto the city he did fight? Knew he not that they would shoot from the wall? Verse 21. Who smote Abimelech the son of Jerubbaal? Did not a woman cast a piece of a millstone upon him from the wall that he died in Thebes? They went, he nigh the wall. Then said thou, thy servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also. So basically, they letting David know that Uriah, he's dead. You understand? He got killed in the battle. Verse 22. So the messenger went and came and showed David all that Joab had sent him for. Verse 23. And the messenger said unto David, surely the men prevailed against us and came out unto us into the field, and we were upon them even unto the entering of the gates. And the shooters shot from off, verse 24, and the shooters shot from off the wall upon their servants, and some of the king's servants be dead. And thy servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also. You understand? And this is why we got to fight our temptations, Black, Hispanic, and Native American, is because your lust, when you commit that wicked act, you understand, that can cost somebody's life. And that's right. What happened here in the concept of Uriah. He lost his life. Why? Because a brother couldn't fight his temptation. Right. You understand? A brother lusted after another brother's wife, slept with her, got her pregnant. You understand? And while Uriah all the time was showing brotherhood to King David. Letting David know, listen, I'm not going to lead your men. Your men, these are your men, these are your soldiers, a part of how I am a part of your war. You understand? I'm not going to lead these brothers. I understand that you want me to go down, you want me to relax and have a good meal and take a bath, have my feet washed. But look, we still got the Ark of the Covenant to protect. Lord, respectfully, I have to decline, and I got to stay with my brothers. You understand? But what did David do? He sent Uriah out to the forefront where they knew that these men were valiant men, very skillful in art and war. You understand? Very capable, knowing that Uriah, he might even die. And this is exactly what happened. You understand? David got what he wanted, what he wished for. Right? And with that, I'm preaching officer Sha'al. I'm a pastor class of preaching officer Shalayah. Let's clap it up. I am awesome.
I'm on side Christ. Give it up for Officer Shaw holding it down. Much appreciated. All right, real quick. Preaching Officer 5000 Shalayah. We back in another brotherhood class, of course. You know what I mean? We all know how important brotherhood is, sisterhood is. We all know how important it is. You understand? Especially during these times. You know what I'm saying? Everything is, you know, we see all the wickedness going on. See brothers still getting shot down by police. You know what I'm saying? Numerous brothers from all across the country. You know what I'm saying? We see all these atrocities going on. We see all the hatred going on. We all see that's oppressors to the devil. O'Shaw is bringing out some real heavy metal. We need to learn how to fight our temptations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is the time where we need to learn how to fight our temptations, that we have to have something called willpower. You understand? That's something that we need. That's something that we must have. It's imperative. If you're a goddamn man, you call yourself a man. You call yourself a woman. You call yourself a man of the Lord or a woman of the Lord. What you have to have is willpower. Why? Our King Yahushua had willpower. The disciples have willpower. I mean, all through the Bible, all it speaks about is willpower and having willpower. In order to be a strong brother to another brother, to be a strong brother to another sister, and vice versa, you have to obtain willpower. It's something you have to just hold on to, grab onto, display, and let it saturate into your mind, body, and your spirit, is to have something called willpower.
Right.
So what I want everybody to do, including Brother Shaw, real quick, grab the definition of willpower.
Come on, God.
And if you're watching along and you're capable and able, go on your smartphone. I don't care what kind of phone you got, a Metro PCS, a Verizon, AT&T, a flip phone, a two-way, a beeper. Go and find the definition of willpower. Open up your dictionary, do what you got to do. But get that definition of willpower. Shaw's going to read it. We're going to try to follow along. We're going to talk about having willpower, which ties right in to fighting your temptations, as Shaw was bringing out earlier. Shaw was bringing out earlier. How you have to learn how to fight a temptation. Opening your goddamn mouth at the wrong time is a temptation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cussing somebody out and you think you're going to do this and do that, punch somebody in the face, all these wicked things that we do to one another, all falls into fighting your temptations. You know what I'm saying? In order to fight your temptations, you need willpower.
Right.
You understand? So we're going to go into it real quick. Sure, when you get the definition of willpower, go ahead and let it loose.
Come on, card. Temptations.
No sweat.
Willpower.
Willpower.
The ability.
The what?
The ability.
Which means you're capable of doing it. You know what I'm saying? A skill set, something you can do. Go ahead.
To control yourself.
To do what?
Control yourself.
The ability to control yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's part of having willpower. You got to be strong. Have some strength inside of you. You know what I'm saying? As have some balls. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about, to do nothing stupid, but to be able to control your mouth, control your tongue, control your actions, control your feelings, control your actions and reactions.
Right.
To be able to control yourself. You understand? You're going to be tested. You're going to be tested. You're going to be put in situations, so you have to learn how to control yourself. Every battle is not worth fighting. Every argument is not worth having. Every debate is not worth having. I don't care if you're talking to your wife, your sister, your cousin, your aunt, your nieces, your cousins, your brother. I don't care who you're talking to, what you're dealing with. Every battle is not worth it. Every argument is not worth it. Every debate's not worth it. Every fight is not worth it. some things just ain't worth it. And you're going to have some willpower to control yourself. You understand? Every fat ass you see ain't worth it. Right. Every girl, every woman you see with big lips, or assist every man you see with curly hair and muscles, or whatever it is y'all attracted to, it ain't worth it sometimes. Right. You're going to have some willpower. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to have some willpower to be able to control yourself. You know why we need willpower? Because we lead in AIDS. Right. We lead in high cholesterol, high blood pressure. You understand? We lead the country in these things. We lead in abortions. You understand? We lead in these things. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Having willpower could bring these things to a halt. Right. Could wipe away these numbers that we have. Not having willpower is why we got, like, what, 2-3 million brothers in prison right now? Right. You know what I'm saying? Not having willpower. Having children with somebody you really don't want to be with. Now you're not there for the children because you can't be with the woman. Not having willpower. Right. You understand? So willpower is something that we're going to need, something that we're going to display at all times. You understand? That's something that we're going to have. Shalom says. That's something that we're going to have to take on. You know what I'm saying? It's having willpower, having the ability to control yourself, control your tongue, control your actions. It's very important. It's imperative to get this ability and to grasp onto that ability. You know what I'm saying? And to make sure that that's something that is a natural reflex, is to have good willpower. In the UPK, you learn how to have willpower. You don't have no choice. And here you have no choice but to have willpower. Right. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a choice. It's not an option. It's something that you just have to do. You understand what I'm saying? You have to have willpower and have strength. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that, like I said, that we're going to have to display. We're going to read the definition of willpower one more time because it ties into exactly what Officer Shaw was speaking about. You know what I'm saying? You have to control your temptations and fight your temptations. In order to fight your temptations, you have to have willpower. Read the definition one more time.
Willpower. The ability to control yourself.
The ability to control yourself. You have to learn how to control yourself. You understand what I'm saying? It's very important. As you were bringing out with King David, King David didn't know how to control himself. Right. He was a great king. You understand? Great king. Matter of fact, our King Yahushua sits on King David's throne. Right. So his reputation was impeccable. But he still had a glimpse of lack of willpower. To where he fell into his temptation and it destroyed one of his brothers to the point to where one of his brothers lost his own life. You understand? You not having willpower can destroy somebody else's life. Right. Your goddamn tongue, you think you know it all, you gotta have the last word, you want to say this and say that, you're going to win the argument. You ain't having that. Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. You got the chin in the air, your chest all out for some stupid, dumb reason. You understand what I'm saying? You could destroy somebody's life. You could destroy your own life, man. There's a lot of brothers locked up behind the wall right now that wish they displayed some willpower in the times that caused them to be behind that wall. They wish they had some willpower at that time. You understand what I'm saying?
Come on.
Is there any more to the definition?
Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead.
Strong determination.
Say it again.
Strong determination.
Have a strong determination. You know what I'm saying? When you're in the UPK, you got a strong determination to do what? Serve the Most High. You know what I'm saying? To serve your king, to serve your people. You understand? You have a strong determination for that. And you're going to have some willpower to deal with that, to do that. This ain't for everybody. Thank God it's not for everybody. You understand? Thank God it's not for everybody. Right. But in order to have some type of some willpower, you got to have the determination. You understand? And that determination is to serve your king. You know what I'm saying? To serve the Most High, to serve your king, and to serve your people. Right. You know what I'm saying? Is there more on it?
Go
ahead.
That allows you to do something difficult.
Allow you to do what?
Allows you to do something difficult.
Learn how to hold your goddamn peace and shut your goddamn mouth. It's what?
Difficult.
You know what I'm saying? Not smacking him or her or cussing them out or stealing or robbing or shooting or hating or lying and all of that is what?
Difficult.
These things are difficult, man. You know what I'm saying? to love your people, to love your brother who keeps on doing things, and you got to keep on forgiving them. Right. You can't hold a grudge. You understand? You can't hold a grudge against him. You can't hold a grudge against her. You can't go and gossip about it. You got to go to him and him alone. But going to him and him alone is what?
Difficult.
It's difficult, man. You know what I'm saying? But you have to have willpower in order to achieve and to conquer and to break through these difficult things, to fight yourself. Right. You got low self-esteem, low confidence. You don't feel good about yourself. You can't do this. You can't do that. Everything about you is I can't. I'm scared. I can't. I'm worried. I might fail. I might do this. But in order to fight your own self, it's what?
Difficult.
It's difficult. But you have to have some goddamn willpower. Right. You know what I'm saying? Some strength inside of you, man. You got to have that inside of you. Well, this is the place where we bring your willpower out. You don't have a choice. You understand? You know why? Because there's no cowards allowed in here, and cowards don't have willpower. God. You understand? You're gonna fight your demons. You're gonna fight yourself. You're gonna fight your insecurities. You're gonna fight your sorrows. You're gonna fight your sad story. You're gonna fight through all of that. But fighting through all of that, you know what it is? What is it?
Difficult.
It's difficult, but you got to fight through it, man. God. And you need willpower to do such. Right. You need determination to do such. You need the ability to control yourself to do such. You understand? And that's what we're going to talk about today. It goes right into fighting temptations. You understand what I'm saying? Fighting temptations is something that we must do and something that we have to do. In order to do it, you need willpower. Right. Just like you want to drive a car. You know, this ain't Back to the Future. You can't stick banana peels and tomatoes in there. You're going to have some type of willpower. And this is a spiritual war. You understand what I'm saying? So with that, is it morning?
I just want to be one more. Another.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
The ability to control one's actions, emotions, or urges.
Say it again.
The ability.
The ability. Go that word again. Ability. Go ahead.
To control one's own actions.
To control your own actions. This is one of the definitions of willpower is the ability to control your own actions. To control yourself. Go ahead.
Emotions?
Your emotions. How you cussing somebody out. You're quick to grab a knife to cut somebody. You're quick to grab some scissors and stab somebody. You're quick to do whatever it is you want to do. You have to learn how to control yourself. It's not easy to do. It's difficult, as the brother read before. It's a difficult thing to do, but it's something that we have to learn how to do. You're not by yourself learning how to do it. You know what I'm saying? You're not by yourself. We're all learning how to obtain this willpower and to exhibit this willpower, to live this life of having strong willpower. You understand what I'm saying? Read that part again from the beginning. The ability, the skill set, go ahead.
To control.
Go ahead.
One's own action.
To control what you do, go ahead.
Emotion.
To control how you feel, go ahead.
Or urges.
Or your urge to go have sex with him or her because they look so good. Right. You know, she's so voluptuous, and he's bulging out of his sweatpants. Whatever's urging you to do whatever it is you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to fight that urge. You understand? In order to do these things, you have to have a certain determination for something. Right. You understand? In order to do that, you have to learn you have to have the ability of control. You understand? And like I said, if we had the skill set of willpower, there won't be no abortions. Right. You understand? There won't be brothers and sisters locked up in the penitentiary. There won't be broken up marriages and homes. You understand? There won't be our children being adopted, folks that they having sex with somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? There won't be that. Right. These things won't happen if we have willpower. You understand? It's something that we must obtain and something that we must display and exhibit, all right? So we're going to get into a few scriptures about willpower real quick. Everybody just turn the swords to the book of James, chapter 2, all right? Yeah, to the sister that asked about the yeast. Yes, some yeast is unlawful. There's some yeast that rise and there's some yeast that don't rise. The yeast in beer is not an unlawful yeast. So you can drink beer during the Feast of Unleavened Bread, but you can't have yeast in you know, like in certain products such as bread, crackers, things of that nature. You understand what I'm saying? But the yeast in beer is lawful because beer doesn't rise. You understand? So if the yeast is being used as an agent to make something rise, like I said, such as bread or crackers or dough or cookies or cereal, whatever the case may be, that is unlawful. You can't eat that or consume that. But beer is something you can consume, or wine. Some wine has yeast in it. You can consume that because it's not making it rise. It's not used as a rising agent. So yes, you can use that. You'll drink that yeast, but you know, is some yeast? Yes, it is, depending on what it is. Beer, wine, all of that is not unlawful. Of course, yeast in bread and cookies and so forth and so on, it is unlawful. All right.
Cool.
We want to go to James chapter 1. Excuse me, chapter 1. We want to start at verse 12. All right.
James chapter 1 verse 12. Alpha, if you have it. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
Read it again.
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
You understand? This is what the Lord is saying. You know what I'm saying? Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. We all face temptations every single day. We got some type of temptation. I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? People, look, in this truth, you come into this truth, you stop doing certain things. You stop eating shrimp and crabs and lobsters and clams and all these other things you stop doing. You know what I'm saying? You stop, you know, having random sex. You stop doing a whole bunch of things. You know what I'm saying? Christmas, we just passed Christmas. Wasn't Christmas just now? New Year's is coming up. These things are some things we used to do.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, these things could be tempting, especially if you know, young in the truth, or whatever the case may be. Some of these things are very tempting. People should stop smoking weed. When you start smoking weed, or you know what you do? You start smelling all the goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes a temptation. You understand what I'm saying? Your family's gonna come against you, and you're gonna be tempted to get a shape up or a line up, or tempted to smoke a cigarette, or whatever the case may be. You understand? You're gonna face all these temptations. You know what I'm saying? You're going to face that. But in order to conquer it, you're gonna have a willpower. You're going to have to be determined to serve the Most High God. Determined to do it. Just like you determined. Just imagine your child is drowning in the ocean or the river or a pool or something. You are going to be determined to get your child out of that situation. Right. You're going to be absolutely determined. If you can't swim, you're going to still jump in the water and get your child out that water the best you can. You'll drown and get them to the shore in order to save their life. That's how determined you got to be to serve the Most High God. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to have that type of determination. Therefore, you're going to have that type of willpower. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to have that type of determination when it comes to fighting your temptations. Instead of your child drowning, you just step back and you're going to be watching yourself drown. Right. Don't let yourself drown. You understand what I'm saying? Replace that vision of your child with yourself and you watching yourself drown. Don't let yourself drown.
God.
And you can drown in your temptations. You can drown in your lust. You understand what I'm saying? Willpower and determination enough to make sure you don't drown yourself. Save yourself. You understand what I'm saying?
God.
Read it again.
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
Go ahead.
For when he is tried.
When he's what?
Tried.
So what does that mean when he's tried? What does that mean? When he's tried, go ahead.
When he is tempted.
When he's tempted. When he's tested. You know what I'm saying? When it comes in front of his face. You know you want to do it, so when you want to do it, guess what? You're going to be presented with it to see if you really do it or not. So when you're tried, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
He shall receive the crown of life.
You know what I'm saying? When you're tested and you can fight through that test, when you're tempted and you don't fall for that temptation, say that part again, shall receive what?
The crown of life.
You receive the crown of life. This is in the scriptures. You understand what I'm saying? The Lord will reward you when you learn how to fight your temptations. You understand? When you learn how to endure, when you learn how to have willpower and determination. You understand what I'm saying? When lust and temptation is very minute and minor to you. You understand? You'll be blessed with the crown of life. This is what the Most High God is saying. You'll be rewarded. It's not gonna go unseen. It's not gonna be forgotten. The Lord gonna see when He tried you and test you, you passed. He's going to reward you. If you go to school, right? You study, you take your test, right? You take your test. Don't the teacher, the professor or the teacher or whatever he gives you a grade. You think the Most High God won't give you a grade? Right. If you pass His test, He'll give you a grade too. That funky stinking heathen gave you a grade. You know what I'm saying? He gave you an A+ or whatever your grading system may be, an 89 or a 90, whatever the case may be. He graded you. The Most High God will grade you too. But you're going to have to pass His test. Right. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to have to study. You understand what I'm saying? And pass His test. You understand what I'm saying? God. That's going to happen. It will have to happen. And you're going to have some willpower. It's a determination. People are determined to sew clothes and determined to braid hair and determined to do everything. You're going to have to be determined to fight your temptations too. Right. And fight your lust too. And to serve the Lord too. You understand what I'm saying? Oh. Keep going. Mm-hmm. Which
the Lord hath promised.
And what?
Which the Lord hath promised.
Promised. This ain't a might or maybe or possibility or I'll look into it or we can negotiate. This is a promise. Go ahead.
To them that love Him.
That do what?
To them that love Him.
That love Him. How do you know you love the Lord? The scriptures say you keep His commandments, right? Right. That's what the scriptures say. If you love Him, you're obedient. You're faithful. You know what I'm saying? You're determined to serve Him. You understand what I'm saying? Let's go down to the next scripture.
Come on. Verse 13, sir. Verse 13. Let no man say when he is tempted.
Now, when you get tempted, now you're in the world, you some old stone cold freak. You know what I'm saying? You like everything. You want to have sex with everything that walk past. So when that voluptuous thing walk past you, and you seen Friday when my man Bernie Mac was like, the Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want. Miss Parker, you know what I'm saying? you know what I mean? Like, nah, that's not the Lord tempting you with that. That's just you. Right. You know what I'm saying? You just want to do that. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, you want to smoke a cigarette, all of a sudden here come your friend with a cigarette. Somebody, you want some? You like, you know what? This must be God. You know what I'm saying? He must want me to, let me go ahead and, the Lord is with, nah, that's not God, that's you.
That's right.
He's trying you, and you're going to fail because you really just want to do it. Now you're going to blame your little situation on the Most High. It don't work like that. Right. It don't work like that. It's just what you want to do. You understand what I'm saying? Huh. Just think about it. If somebody rapes your daughter, can they say, the Lord tempted me with that? He tempted me with it. Oh, no, that's different, right? Right. Oh, that's different. But when your funky ass want to have sex with somebody real quick, you know, that's that you know, it must be God. Nah, it's all wicked and disgusting and nasty. That's right. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how you got to think of sin. You think of the minor little thing you think you're going to do, and think of somebody raping your child or raping your mother or raping you. You know what I'm saying? Man, too. Think of yourself getting raped. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Sure. Think about some vile, disgusting, nasty sin. One you think is nastier than them all. Guess what? It's just as nasty as the thing that you want to do in the dark. Right. It's just as nasty. You understand? So just like that rapist, the Lord tempted me. The Lord is the reason why I'm raping these women. It's the same way you can't say the Lord is the reason why I'm not going to forgive that brother for what he did. Right. I'm not going to forgive that sister for what he did. It's the same filth. You understand? God. Let's keep reading.
God. I am tempted of God.
Say it again.
I am tempted of God.
Yeah, don't say that. You're just nasty and funky and filthy and disgusting. And this is what you choose to do. Right. This is just what you choose to do. Ain't got nothing to do with God. It got something to do with you. You understand what I'm saying? You know why? Because you have no goddamn willpower. That's right. You don't have no strength in you. No spiritual strength in you. So you weak and you a sucker and you soft and you just gonna go ahead and do what your flesh controls you to do because you can't control yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Come. Keep going.
For God cannot be tempted with evil.
Say it again.
For be tempted with evil.
Yeah, he can't be tempted with evil. He's not going to tempt you with doing something evil.
Right.
He don't when he deal his cards, he don't deal evil cards. You understand? He destroys evil and kills evil and evaporates evil. You know what I'm saying? Disintegrates evil and dissolves evil. He don't give you evil to do, and you go ahead and do something nasty and disgusting to see. Yeah, all right, you know. He gonna tempt you to be a homosexual. He tempting you. Nah, you're just a homosexual.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't tempting you with that. How you gonna tell you that doing this is wrong, and then tempt you with it, and say, and when you do it, God's the reason why.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Come on, we gotta think here. This ain't hocus pocus, blue magic stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is common goddamn sense.
Right. That's
all it is. This ain't David Blaine or whatever the magicians is. This ain't that. You know what I'm saying? This ain't none of that. This is you know what I mean? You feel me, sis? This is real life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Straight, raw, and uncut, man. Right. You know what I mean? This ain't it, man. This ain't tarot cards and palm reading. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is facts. You understand what I'm saying?
God.
Most High in Christ. Yeah, let's keep going.
For God cannot be tempted with evil. Neither tempteth he any man.
He don't tempt you. He don't tempt no man. You know what I'm saying? This is your father.
God.
He don't tempt you. He gives you instructions and you follow them.
Right.
That's it. There's no temptation. You know what I'm saying? You tell your kids, hey, wash the dishes. And then they say, okay. And you go in the kitchen before they get there and hide the dish detergent.
Right.
To see if they're not going to wash it or not.
Right.
No, that's not how it goes. You're going to put the dish detergent in the rag and everything, in the bucket and everything right there. You know what I'm saying? And you know what you want them to do? Wash them. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
God.
Ain't the Lord ain't going to tempt you. You know what I'm saying? With no evil and none of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Won't tempt you with that. He's going to make sure that he gives you instructions and you follow them. That's it.
God.
He's a father. He's a parent. That's it. I tell you what to do. I'm not playing with you.
God.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to joke with you. I ain't your friend. I'm not, you know, I'm not your friend. You know what I'm saying? And that's the Most High God. He ain't your friend. Then the Christianity got you confused, talking about that Jesus is my man. You know what I'm saying? Like he gonna lay in your dirty sheets. You know what I'm saying? You know your dirty sheets, your long, crusty toenails, scratching him all on his legs with that crusty pinky toe. That's not your man.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's not your man. And God ain't your friend. All right, we're gonna move on from that garbage. Keep going.
Verse 14. But every man is tempted.
Every man is what?
Tempted.
Every man is tempted. Right? Wasn't King David tempted? Did we read that?
Right.
King Solomon was tempted too, wasn't he?
God.
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't all the nasty women and all of that. He was tempted. There's a lot of brothers and sisters that's tempted.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But Christ was tempted. Christ was tempted. You understand?
God.
But just because you're tempted or tested or tried, that don't mean you have to fall for the temptation.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You don't gotta fall for the temptation. You understand? If you fall for the temptation, then you just wanted to do it.
Right.
You understand? It's like a homosexual man making a pass at a heterosexual man. And a heterosexual man has sex with a homosexual man, and the heterosexual say, well, I was tempted.
Right.
He tried me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nah, nigga, you just wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. It was in you. You just wanted to do it. Right. You understand? It's the same concept. Everybody's tempted. Go ahead.
When he is drawn away.
When he's what?
Drawn away.
Go ahead.
Of his own lust.
Of his what?
Own lust.
You're going to get drawn away from your own lust. This is something you just want to do.
Right.
You understand? And you want to do it. The want to do it is not the bad thing. It's something that should be erased. But the doing is what is very bad. You know what I'm saying? That's the lack of willpower. The wanting to do it, That's like human. You know what I'm saying? You want to do it.
Right.
You understand? But doing it is where you fail.
Right.
Doing it is the problem. Now, if you're the doing it part, then you'll conquer the wanting to do it part.
Right.
You understand? Everybody's going to be faced with the wanting to do it part. There's going to be a lot of people that succumb to the doing it part.
Right.
You understand? Read that scripture.
Okay, verse 14. We in James chapter 1, verse 14.
Uh-huh.
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust.
Go ahead.
And enticed.
And enticed. You understand? When it's enticing to do something, when it's very attractive to do something, you know what I'm saying? There's a lure about it to where you just want to do it. It's enticing.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's enticing to sleep with whores. You know what I'm saying? When they come with the breast sitting up by their chin, you know what I'm saying? They got the tightest thing on in the world. They got them cat eyes on. They talking all soft and calling you sweet daddy and whatever they be saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know,
Right.
I'm out the loop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when they be talking all of that talk, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's enticing. You know what I'm saying? It's enticing to hear all of that stuff, and you could fall into a trap. You could fall into your own lust, but no, that's not the Lord. That's a big ass breast in your face to see what to destroy you.
Right.
No, that's just your own lust, man. You understand what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 15. Then when lust have conceived, it bringeth forth sin.
Now, when you fall for the lust, like we just said, the wanting to do it is different because everybody wants to do it or has an urge to do something. But when it conceives you, you know what I'm saying? When it gets you,
right,
when it has you, it brings on sin.
Right.
Now that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? When somebody do you wrong, you don't want to forgive them. You want to get them back. When you in the world, what's the argument? You know what I'm saying? People that don't even believe in God be like, God don't like ugly. And when I'm telling you, karma's a bitch. And what goes around, come around. They give you all of that. That's the whole spiel right there. Right. Go around, come around. You gonna get yours one day. You messed up a good person to you, and you gonna all of that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Your hair's gonna fall out, and they tell you all of that. You know what I'm saying? They want revenge. You know what I mean? They want revenge. Right. You know what I'm saying? Your rod gonna shrivel up and fall off and everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. Right. You know what I'm saying? Revenge. That's in the world, that's what it is. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get yours. And when I see you with all shriveled up and messed up and all of that, I'm gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm gonna be happy and you know what I'm saying? I won. You know, that's the worldly part of it. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to learn to forgive. It's hard to say, you know what? This person's destroyed just like I'm destroyed. Or like I was destroyed. Let me forgive them. You know what I'm saying? Let me forgive them. Let me work with them. You know why? Because the Most High God forgave me. So right. Let me forgive them. That's hard to do. Read the scripture again, please.
Then when lust have conceived, and bringeth forth sin.
Yeah, and you know it's a sin not to forgive your brother, right? Right. It's a sin not to forgive your sister. It's a sin to gossip about him. Right. It's a sin to bear false witness. Right. It's a sin not to go to him and him alone. Right. It's a sin, man. It is. You know that, right? It's a sin to do that. It's hard not to do it. Your body is saying, yo, hope your rod shrivel up and fall off. You know what I'm saying? Hope your tongue sticks to the top of your mouth and you can't talk or eat. But none of that. You want to feel this way, but when you feel that way and act that way, you're sinning. You understand? And in order to avoid that sin, you know what you need? Willpower. Right. To control your actions, to control your emotions. You understand?
God.
You need that. You have to have it. It's imperative.
God.
It's mandatory. You understand?
God.
Let's keep going.
Come on, God.
Uh-huh.
Instead, when it is finished, bring it forth death.
That's all you're doing is killing yourself. When you don't have willpower, all you're doing is leading a life of death. When you don't know how to control yourself.
Right.
When you don't know how to control, you know how many people are dead because they couldn't control their mouth? They couldn't control their actions. They couldn't control what they do. Now they're dead. Or if they're not dead, somebody close to them is dead because of what they said or what they did.
Right.
Because they couldn't control their mouth. Wasn't we just talking about Junior about last year? How he got stabbed to death because of what somebody said?
Right.
Couldn't control themselves.
Right.
Had no willpower. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And said something and got the young boy stabbed up in the Bronx up there.
Right.
You understand? And that story is not just a story to the Junior. That goes on all over the place. It's happening in Florida, in Louisiana, and in Arkansas, and places you not even think, Albuquerque, New Mexico, wherever.
Right.
It's happening to our people all across the goddamn earth.
God.
It's happening. You understand what I'm saying? A lack of willpower is what's destroying our people.
Right.
That's what it is. A lack of willpower is destroying our people. Having a lack of willpower just brings on depression and fear and anxiety and stress. It brings on so much when you don't have willpower.
God.
When you just can't control yourself. You understand? And it's easy to control yourself if you know who's in charge.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? It's easy to control yourself if you know who's in charge. If you got the willpower and the determination to serve the Most High God, you know the Most High God's control, so it's easy for you to control yourself because you know you're not even in control.
Right.
You understand? You're not even in control. You think you're the driver of the car when you don't realize that you're the car and the Most High God's the driver.
Right.
You're not the driver. You understand what I'm saying?
God.
It's easier when you get that in your brain that you are the car. You can be replaced. You can be traded in. You can be fixed too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You could be an old 1968 Chevy and they can refurbish you and refine you, give you a new engine, new paint job. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You got mileage on you. You've been in some accidents. You had a whole lot of asses on them seats. You understand? You're not the driver. You're the car.
Right.
And when you realize that, you have a lot more control over yourself.
Right.
You'll know what you're supposed to do. You understand? Turn on when it's time to turn on. Stop when it's time to stop. Go left when it's time to go left. Go right when it's time to go right. You understand what I'm saying? It'll be a lot easier when you realize you ain't driving shit.
Right.
Excuse my language. You understand what I'm saying? Let's go. Keep reading.
So, God, verse 16. Do not err, my beloved brethren.
Do not what?
Do not err, my beloved brethren.
Don't stir them wrong. Don't live a life of error. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't do wrong, my brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Come.
And of course that means my sisters as well. Stand strong. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to fight temptation. Learn how to fight yourself. Guess what? When you learn to fight yourself, guess who wins? Guess who wins when you fight yourself? Who can win if you fight yourself? He gonna, for sure, he gonna win, but who else is gonna win when you fight yourself? You gonna win. Exactly.
Right, that's
Get
right.
a sister ahead.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gonna win. If you fight your temptation and fight your lust and fight yourself, who's the only person that can win? You.
God.
You know what I'm saying? It's very simple. The question is, can you do it? Will you do it? Do you want to do it? Do you have the willpower to do it?
Right.
Or are you going to be a coward? You understand? Well, look, the lions got to lay with the lambs. General Muhammad said last week, some niggas is afraid of the dark. You know what I'm saying?
God.
They need a nightlight on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They got to sit with the TV on. You know what I'm saying? Watching the honeymooners and MASH. You know what I'm saying? Remember MASH? That shit come on. Doo, 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 doo. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? You got to sleep with MASH on. You know what I'm saying? Because you're scared. You know what I'm saying? Well, hey, look, we can fix all of that. You know what I'm saying? We can fix that problem. You understand? Let's keep on going. Let's go to let's see what 1 Corinthians says. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10 real quick. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. I'm gonna sign Christ. Let's see. Let's go to verse. Let's go to verse 13.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. Alpha, if you have it.
Get a sister a second. Let it get there.
Come.
I'm gonna sign Christ.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. There have no temptation taken you but such as is common to man.
Yeah, you ain't faced with nothing that nobody else ain't being faced
Right.
with. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't faced with nothing nobody else faced with. Everybody's faced with sexual temptations and temptations to eat certain things that you shouldn't be eating, saying certain things you shouldn't be saying, or whatever the case may be. Everybody is tempted with these things. You understand what I'm saying? Once you conquer certain levels, you kind of move on from these temptations. You understand? Like I said, the want to do it is going to be there, but doing it is something different. You have to conquer the doing part, and then that wanting part will soon evaporate. You understand what I'm saying? If you know how to conquer not to do it. You understand what I'm saying? So, but everybody's faced with these temptations. Everybody. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care who the nicest, sweetest person you know, the one with the one with the head wrapped up, and whoever you know. I ain't talking about the UPK either. UPK, we starching here. You know what I'm saying? We starching here. I'm just talking about people within the world, our families and friends and co-workers and so forth and so on that we deal with on a daily basis, or whatever basis we may deal with them on. Everybody's tempted with something. You understand?
God.
So no sweat. Just go ahead and get it. Shit, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Get it. Shit. That's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Get it. It is. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, sis. Oh yeah, that's all good. It's all good. Do what you gotta do. Shit. Read it one more time, sir.
Sir. They have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
You understand? There's no temptation that other people have not faced as well. You understand? Hey, it's there. You know what I'm saying? It ain't everybody faces some temptation. Everybody don't fall for the temptation though.
Right.
That's key. Go ahead, sis.
What page on 10?
We in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, and it's verse 13. All right. Let me know when you get there. You there? All right. All right. Sister just caught up with us. Just read it one more time. All right.
Come on. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. There is no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
You understand? Everybody faces these temptations,
right?
These lusts, these wants. You know what I'm saying? And so forth and so on. All right. Let's keep going.
But God is faithful.
God is what?
Faithful. who will not suffer you.
He will not what?
Suffer
Go
you
ahead.
to be tempted.
He will not what?
Suffer you to be tempted.
He's not going to suffer you to face something, right? He's not going to suffer you to face something. Whatever you're tempted by, or whatever your lust may be, or whatever your urges may be, your impulses may be, he's not going to tempt you. Go ahead.
Above that.
Above that.
Ye are able.
He's not going to give you more than you can handle. You understand what I'm saying? You're not facing nothing that other people don't face.
Right.
Everybody faces temptations. Some temptations are stronger than others. Some got the temptation to go ahead and gamble that rent money away.
Right.
Like, I'm going to the casino, goddammit. I just got paid. I know my rent's due, but if I go to the casino and I hit that 777, I can make up to 19. They're gonna go ahead and try it.
Right.
That's their temptation. You understand? That's theirs. Everybody got their own temptation.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own. So everybody's faced with something. But guess what? The Lord won't give you something that you cannot defeat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He won't give you something that your willpower is not able to kick in and to conquer and destroy and to win over.
God.
He won't give it to you. So if you go, whatever you're going through, whatever your problem may be, whatever you face with, guess what? The Lord gave it to you because you can beat it.
God.
If you couldn't beat it, he wouldn't give it to you. You understand?
God.
So whatever situation you in, I don't care what it is. I got a cousin of mine who's a paraplegic. He's 40-something years old now. He's been a paraplegic since he was 19. He got to be fed. He got to be bathed. He has to be taken care of. He uses the bathroom, so forth and so on. He has to go through these things. Guess what? The Lord gave him them because that's something that he can handle.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's something I'm not going to say, yeah, well, he was wicked. I was wicked too. They got this COVID-19 out there. I deserve COVID-19,000. That's what I deserve.
Right.
You understand? That's what I deserve.
Right.
I deserve that. You understand? I deserve that. You understand what I'm saying? So, and me saying what I'm saying, the Lord won't give you more than what you can handle.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You can handle it. Let me see. How does one separate reality from illusion? It says, give me an example of what you're talking about. How does one separate reality from illusion? All right. Just give me an example of what you're saying. All right. Give me an example. Reality, of course, is something that is that you can change a reality, or you can deal with the reality. An illusion is something that's just not real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just not real at all. I know when I was in the world, if you ever did this when you was in the room with somebody yourself, you did one of these, you thought you saw something,
right.
They say that's an angel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They used to tell people that, you know what I'm saying? That's an illusion. You know what I'm saying? It's not reality. You understand what I'm saying? Christmas is an illusion. It's not a reality. New Year's. Ain't New Year's coming up?
God.
This ain't the New Year. That's an illusion. You know what I'm saying? It's not a reality. So I just give me an example, sis, if you can, about what exactly what are you referring to in regards to a reality and illusion? Because a lot of things in America and in society are illusions.
Right.
Voting is an illusion.
Right.
The Christian church is an illusion.
God.
The Muslim mosque is an illusion. You understand? There's so many. You understand? A lot of things are just illusions.
God.
It's not real. You understand? So to give me an example of what you mean. If you can get a little more specific, maybe I can try my best to the Spirit of the Most High Christ to answer your question, all right? Real quick, let's finish the scripture real quick.
God. But will with the temptation also make a way to escape.
Now, when you're tempted by something, the Most High God's going to make a way for you to get out of that situation.
Right.
You understand? You're not going to be backed into a corner to where you can't conquer and win. You understand? The Most High God still going to give you a cheat sheet.
Right.
He's still going to give you a way to get out this situation. It's up to you to either succumb to it, or to conquer, or to win. The battle is your flesh. The battle is you. You understand? So either you're going to make yourself win or make yourself lose. You understand? One of the two. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? One of the two.
Right.
So the Lord's not going to never give you more than you can handle, and whatever you're in, the Lord will give you a way to get out of it. You'll find a way to get out of it. There's brothers doing life in prison. There's sisters doing life in prison without parole. They're never coming home. But you guess what? They found a way. Some of them can find a way out of it. Even though their bodies may be confined and locked up, their minds and their spirits are not. There's brothers in the U.P.K. that's in the prisons.
Right.
That have camps in prison.
That's right.
They have officers and troopers in prison. They found a way out of prison.
Right.
They found a way out. Now, physically, yeah, they're in prison. Spiritually and mentally, no, they're not. The Lord helped them find a way out of their situation.
Right.
The Lord gave them something that they can handle. They was built to be serving that way. You know what I'm saying? To be in prison, all of that. Of course, unfortunate, but they can handle it. Whereas some people go to prison or go to jail, they commit suicide. They can't handle it.
Right.
These brothers are strong-willed. They went to that prison system, which is a hellhole, and found the truth. And not only found the truth, did the trooper program, became officers, and raised up troopers under them in prison.
That's right.
You understand? You know why? Because the Lord gave them something they can handle, and the Lord gave them a way to get out of the situation that they're in.
That's right.
You understand? So I'm not talking about physically you can always get out of a situation. You might be in a situation, but the Lord can help you find a way out of it spiritually, emotionally, mentally. You know what I'm saying? Willpower starts from the inside. You understand? Hold on. Okay, sis. Let me see. Having an extreme imagination, seeing something. I'm going to assume you mean or seeing something or hearing something believed to be unreal and taking it to the extreme. Okay. Okay, sis. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about that. All right. I'm going to tell you how I feel about that. You might want to get a counsel on it, or speak to another brother who's maybe higher than me or whatever the case may be. But it sounds like fear to me. You understand what I'm saying? To have an extreme imagination, like what exactly are we thinking about here? You understand? Just like I said, some people think they actually see demons. Right. I'm not saying you, sis. I'm just saying, period. Now we're going off topic. I just want to see if I can address this question. The scripture says, lean not on your own understanding. That's what the scripture said. Right. It said, lean not on your own understanding. Hold that right there real quick. We're gonna go kind of not off the topic, but we're gonna go off a little bit. I want you to hold that, and I want you to find that scripture to lean not on your own understanding. You know what I'm saying? You can't lean on your own understanding. Okay? So to have a vivid imagination or to have an over-exaggerated imagination, it's understandable. A lot of artists have great imaginations. Right. You know what I'm saying? But then sometimes that can go to the left, depending on if you're overthinking, what you're thinking about, what you're scared of. Some people can be so scared that their imagination will drive them crazy. Right. You understand what I'm saying? There was a man that just blew up an AT&T building. His imagination was extreme. Right. You understand what I'm saying? It was extreme. He took his imagination to the extreme and blew up a goddamn building and a block and so on and so on. Of course, I know the sister's not doing that, but what I'm saying is that's a very dangerous playing field.
Right.
To have an imagination and then taking things to the extreme. Well, what could somebody be imagining?
Right.
Somebody could be imagining stabbing somebody to death and take it to the extreme and do it.
Right.
Somebody could take it to the extreme and say 5G is giving us cancer and AT&T is the devil and Verizon and T-Mobile and I'm gonna blow that shit up. Excuse my language.
Right.
They're taking it to the extreme. You understand what I'm saying? And when you have an imagination and take it to the extreme, it can stem from fear, from being scary. You understand what I'm saying? It can stem from being scary. But that's nothing new. Read that scripture.
Come on, Khan.
Tell them exactly where you at.
Come on, Khan. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Go ahead.
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
You have to trust in the Most High God. You understand what I'm saying? You have to trust in the Most High God, which I'm sure the sister does. You know what I'm saying? To trust in the Most High God. Don't trust it. If you trust in the Most High God, you know what you don't trust in? Your imaginations.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? In your imagination. Don't trust in that. Don't trust in that. But go ahead.
And lean.
Depend on. Trust in. Work with. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Not.
Go ahead.
Unto thine own understanding.
Don't trust in your own thoughts.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Don't trust in your own thoughts. That's where we're going to go wrong at. That's what happens with lack of willpower. People with lack of willpower, you know what they do? They trust in their own thoughts.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Give me, there's a way is there more than that? Give me in the scripture where it said there's like a way where people think is right.
Come.
You understand? That's it. It might stem from fear. You can't be scared. You know what I'm saying? Of nothing. You understand what I'm saying? You can't be scared of nothing.
Right.
Because when you get scared, you know what you do? You think 5G is the devil, and you go blow up AT&T buildings. You understand what I'm saying? That's right. You start doing things, and you don't want to go down that path. You understand what I'm saying? And especially as a sister or a brother that's of the 12 tribes of Israel, let me tell you something. Whatever imaginations anybody may have, and they feel you're going to take it to extreme, you're better than that.
That's right.
You're better than that. You're stronger than that. You understand? You're stronger than that. You're strong enough to be obedient to the Most High God. You are absolutely that strong, and you can do it.
Right.
You can do it, but do you want to do it? You understand what I'm saying? I say this. I say put on your boxing gloves and fight your imaginations. Fight them. Beat them up. Whoop their ass.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? Whoop their ass and don't take it to the extreme, but learn how to be an extreme sister or an extreme brother. To forgive your brother is extreme. To be a sister, to learn when to speak and when not to speak, and to be delicate and tender and just so luscious and precious, that's extreme in a world that tells you, fuck them, then I get some money. Fuck them, then I get some money. You know what I'm saying? That it's extreme to do that in the world now.
Right.
That's extreme. To follow the Most High God is extreme.
Right.
In the UPK, you know who we are? Extremists. Go ahead and read.
Proverbs chapter 14, verse 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
Yeah, there's a way that seems right. There's a way that seems right. A way that makes you think that you should be extreme and go off the deep end. Or maybe not go off the deep end, but be over excessive or whatever it is you're doing. It feels right, but it's the way to death.
Right.
You understand? It's the way to death. So you gotta be very careful with that. You know what I'm saying? Don't lean on your own understanding. Don't lean on your own thoughts, especially That's why I encourage brothers and sisters to come into the UPK, because you got brothers and sisters that you probably have never even met before, and they'll talk to you all night long on the phone about your problems.
Right.
They'll talk to you, sit there and just talk to you all night long and just listen and all of that. And then when you sit there and talk to them, you're gonna realize, damn, they just as crazy as me.
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Because everybody has the temptation of the common man. Didn't we just read that?
Right.
Everybody got that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love this brotherhood and this sisterhood.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? That's why I love it so much. You know what I'm saying? And in this place, we are extremists. In the scripture you just read, read it one more time.
God. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man.
If there's a way that seems right, doesn't it feel right for we all, our topic is about temptations
God.
and willpower and all of that, right? You have to have some willpower. If you don't have willpower, there's a way that just seems right.
Right.
Right? Go ahead.
But the end thereof are the ways of death.
And that's what's going to happen if you don't have willpower. You think your way is right, it's just going to lead to death.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm segueing back into what we were saying. The sister's question still was on topic. You understand what I'm saying? It still was on topic. A lot of us have a lot of imaginations, and that's the problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Some people have imaginations of having sex with 11-year-old girls. You know what I'm saying? They have imaginations on stabbing somebody and killing somebody. They have imaginations on doing that. There's so much with the imagination. You understand what I'm saying?
God.
Willpower kills your imagination. Willpower.
That's right.
Get the definition of willpower once again.
God.
Get that definition of willpower.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Willpower, the ability to control one's own actions, emotions, or urges.
You understand? One's ability to control their own actions, emotions, and urges. That kills your imagination.
Right.
If you got willpower. You understand what I'm saying? How do you get willpower? Let me hold it up so they can see it. It's right here.
That's right.
That's how you get willpower. You understand what I'm saying? Learning how to play your position. Just play it well. You understand? That's all. And I'm not talking about in general. I'm definitely not aiming this towards the system. The sister sparked it up. So, we just piggybacking off it. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you eliminate any imagination, because this is exactly what we're talking about. Temptation is imaginations.
Right.
Thinking about you think this is good. You think this is the right thing to do. You feel it. You understand?
God.
But you got to control it. Fight it. You understand what I'm saying?
God.
We all have it. We all have them. But when you're determined to serve the Lord, you take that extreme level of yours and you give it to the Lord and be extreme for Him. You understand? When I was in the world, I was extreme for drugs. Extreme. You understand what I'm saying? Extreme. Now, you take what you was extreme for and give it to the Lord and be extreme for the Lord.
Right.
Find your position for the Lord and imagine how you can serve Him.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? Imagine how you can just be a great sister. Braid that hair, cook them biscuits, sew those garments together. I mean, women can do so much. A woman could be 9 months pregnant and fry chicken and cook and clean and go to work. And I can't imagine something hard crawling around in my stomach and I got to go to work. Man, listen, that is the coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? Women are so strong. You know what I'm saying? You understand? Women are absolutely strong and gifted. And of course, the Lord won't give you more than you can handle. We just read that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So, learn how to serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? and that can kill all of that. All right.
That's right.
Let's drop that real quick. Let's go to 1 Peter. Let me see what's in there real quick. 1 Peter chapter 5. Let's see what's in there real quick. What time we got? I really got a few more minutes. You know what? Drop 1 Peter. Go to Matthew chapter 4, verse 1.
Come on, car.
Matthew chapter 4 and verse 1.
Come on, car.
Here. All right. Matthew chapter 4, verse 1. Let's grab it.
Come on, car. Matthew chapter 4, verse 1. I you have it?
Matthew's it's the first book in the New Testament. So just take your time. It might be around 11 pages, 1100, something like that, 1100. Check from there and go back. It might be there. All right. And you'll run into it. It's the book of Matthew, all right? If you can't find it, just let us know. The brother will grab it for you so we can all be on one accord. Being on one accord is very important in the UPK.
That's right.
And we don't leave no sister or brother behind ever.
Right.
You understand? So we're going to hold on to this sister, grab it.
Matthew chapter 4, verse 1. How you have it?
Right.
Then was Jesus led up.
Say your house when you see you can say your house shout. You see that? No sweat.
Come on. Then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted.
To be what?
Tempted.
To be what?
Tempted.
By who?
Of the devil.
Yeah, he was led to the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. We in the wilderness, and we tempted by the devil to this very day.
Right.
You understand? Our king did it first, though. Our king did it. Let's see how he handled it. Let's see how he handled being tempted. Let's see how he handled his imagination. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how he handled it. Because how he handled it is how we should handle it.
Right.
Every and any temptation we have, any thought of being an extremist or bringing it to the extremities or whatever the case may be, this is the guideline for it right here.
That's right.
Keep reading.
Verse 2.
Let's run through it.
And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward in hunger.
He was in what?
In hunger.
In what?
In hunger.
He was hunger. So niggas get mean when they're hungry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get me, especially black women. Let her be hungry. You're like, hey baby, yeah, what's that? What? You know what I'm saying? They hungry. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? They hungry. You know what I'm saying? They want to eat.
Right.
You ever be around your woman or something, you come home with a Burger King cup? Oh, so you went to Burger King? Like, damn, what was the problem? You know what I'm saying? Right. They mad because you didn't go to Burger King with him. You know what I'm saying? So he's hungry. You know what I'm saying? I know sister can understand being hungry because y'all get nasty when you're hungry. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 3. And when the tempter came to him.
The tempter. Which means there's something out there to tempt you. There's something up. The tempter is out there to tempt you, to try you,
right?
To see what you're made of. Go ahead.
He said, if thou be the Son of God.
Now, if you're the Son of God, this is what the tempter said. If you're the Son of God, go ahead.
Command that these stones be made bread.
Then turn these stones into bread. You're the Son of God. And you're hungry. Turn these stones into bread.
Right.
You know what they say in 2020? You're a black queen. You're a queen. You don't got to deal with him. He ain't working. Get you a real king. that will serve you, my sister. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, trade in that stone and get you some bread, sister.
Right.
They do the same garbage to this day. The tempter is always out there.
Right.
Right? But the tempter knew that Christ was hungry. Just as the tempter know, you know, a black woman's hungry too.
God.
For a good man and for food and a family and the what? Oh, sisters want that picket fence and the dog. I don't think they don't want that. They want that picket fence and the dog and the garage and all of that. That's real nice. You know what I'm saying? That's real good. You know what I'm saying? They can get them a good 6'5" man with a long rod and good credit and a good job. You know what I mean? Heaven. You know what I'm saying? What's that? You know what I mean? But the tempter is always there.
Right.
You understand? And this tempter is tempting our King Yahushua. You got the power and the strength. Turn this rocks into stone. I mean, turn these stones into bread. Go ahead.
Verse 4. It is written.
It is what?
Written.
He turned towards the scriptures. He didn't lean on his own understanding.
That's right.
He didn't lean on his own imagination. He went to the scriptures.
Right.
He went to the Most High God. Did we just read, lean not on your own understanding?
God.
You understand? The same way we read it, guess who else read it?
Right.
Yahushua read it.
Right.
He read it, and he lived it.
Right.
And he said what? Say it again.
It is written.
It's what?
Written.
It's written. Where was it written at? Wasn't it written in Proverbs?
God.
Was that in Proverbs that we read? The lean not on your understanding?
God.
Wasn't it Proverbs 3 and 5, if I'm not mistaken?
Oh,
That means Christ read that too.
Right.
Christ read Proverbs 3 and 5. Don't take these scriptures lightly. Don't take them lightly. Christ read Proverbs 3 and 5 too.
Right.
You understand? And he used it when he was tempted.
God.
How dare you not use it when you're tempted?
God. God. It is written.
It's written. Go ahead.
Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
Yeah, I can't live on bread alone. I got to live on what the Most High God says.
That's right.
This is what Christ said. Our King Yahushua, black man, said to the tempter.
That's right.
You understand? This was he did. If he did it, what should you do? When your imagination's running wild and you want to get extreme, what should you do? Keep going.
Verse 5. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city and setteth him on a pinnacle.
A pinnacle.
Pinnacle of the temple.
He said at the pinnacle, at the top right there. Like it's like you sit on the edge of the cliff and just looking at the sunrise. Right. On some Mufasa or something, just looking over everything. Right. You know what I'm saying? You see all Africa. You know, the sun rising is it's a perfect scene. The sun's rising, and you know, pelicans and shit is flying across the sky. You know what I'm saying? This is a beautiful thing. Monkeys is flipping. You know what I'm saying? Right. It looks great. You know what I'm saying? Go. Keep reading.
Verse 6. And said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down.
Man, if you're the Son of God, man, you on the edge of this cliff, man, go ahead and jump off. Huh? Anybody know anybody that committed suicide here? You know what I'm saying? That wanted to commit suicide, hang themselves, or whatever the case may be, or who knows? Right. You know what I'm saying? Anybody using all types of drugs and doing things, killing themselves slowly? You know what I'm saying? Having unprotected, raw, nasty sex with anybody that just feel like doing it. You know what I'm saying? They ain't worried about AIDS. They worried about my pull-out game is strong and all of that. You understand? Man, jump off that cliff, man. Don't worry about it. That's it. You understand? Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
For it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee.
No, the angels are with you. You in the truth. Right. The angels are with you, man. Right. Man, go on out there, man, and do what you got to do. Don't even worry about it. All right, but go ahead.
Even the tempter know the scriptures.
Even the tempter knows the scriptures. That's how you know in this truth. It's not about knowing all the scriptures. It's about living all the scriptures. It's a spirit that you have to have to be in this truth. It's a difference between knowing the truth and being in the truth. It's a big difference. You might not get it right now. You will get it. I got it. And I know if I got it, you'll definitely get it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You'll definitely get it. Because the tempter knows the scriptures too, right? Let's keep going.
And in their hands they shall bear thee up.
Yeah, he's going, don't worry, they'll catch you. Go ahead.
Lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a...
Don't even worry about it. You're not even going to hit a stone. Don't worry about it. Just jump off this cliff. Smoke that weed. Right. Sniff that coke. Mess with that hoe. You fine. Don't worry about AIDS and all of that stuff, man. Don't worry about that. Man, shoot that nigga. Don't worry about jail. No, brothers ain't worried about jail when they busting that thing off, right? When they sitting there shooting and robbing and doing all of that, they ain't worried about jail. Right. But when they get in that hole, when they get in that solitary confinement and they all jammed up, doing 1,000 push-ups every 10 minutes, you know, they start to get to crying. Right. When them lights go, like, oh, there's a lot of big niggas in there crying. Right. They're in there crying. Put the pillow to their face like this. So you don't hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like you used to do with your mother. You know what I'm saying? Or your grandmother, whoever you was raised with. Put your face in the pillow. You know what I'm saying? So you don't make no noise. Right. What's that noise? I'm just singing. And you in there crying. Right. Cursing everybody out. You understand? I'm not making fun, but I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? The tempter makes you do things like that. Right. Right? Keep going.
Verse 7. Yahweh said unto him, it is written.
It's what?
It is written.
It's what?
It is written.
Oh, that means in the scriptures. Go ahead.
Again.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God.
Oh, you shouldn't tempt the Lord. You understand? How is he beating his tempter? Tempter is coming at him as he's hungry and vulnerable and weak and lonely. Right. The tempter is coming to get him and seduce him and entice him, as we read earlier. Right. Entice him. How is he beating this tempter? Make sure the camera. Beating this tempter. That's right. Is he leaning on his own understanding? Is he thinking? Did he write a poem? Maybe he got a Lil Wayne rap. Is he rapping? Did he do a little? Is he rapping? Is it beatboxing? What's going on? It's the scriptures, right? It's written. Right. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 8. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms.
Oh, he showed him all the things he can have. Right. You can have all of this. This is you, man. Right. He took him up even higher to show him all that he can have. This is all yours. What that pimp say, and what Goldie the pimp say? Maybe we can go to the moon if you want to go to the moon. You know what I'm saying? Right. We can have it all, baby. We can go to the moon, baby. You know what I'm saying? Just sell that ass and give me the cash. We can go to the moon. Right. Right? Did they say that? I forgot the name of that movie. It's a Mac or something. But they said that. That's some pimp shit, ain't it? Excuse my language. They're pimping. This tempter is trying to pimp Christ. Right? Keep going.
And showeth him all the kingdoms of the world.
Man, that's all yours, man. Go ahead.
And the glory of them.
Man, look at all of this stuff you can have, man. Look at all that's all you.
Right.
Look at that. Hold on, you ain't see that. Look at that Syrianite. Look at that. You see that big juicy balonka bone thing she got trucked behind her? Look at her. Tempting him. You know what I'm saying? Tempting him. You know these women in these 12 tribes are beautiful. Damn right. Probably had a whole bunch of things walking by with coconut oil and shea butter and all that. Probably had some fourth dimension on. The fourth dimension had to be there too. You know what I'm saying? Had some old something on. Christ probably looking like, damn. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's a hard fight. Right. It's a hard fight to see all that tail walking past and all them good women, and they probably got biscuits and They braiding head. I mean, they fully looking good. He's showing it to them all.
Right.
It's all yours. Right? Keep going.
Verse 9. And say unto him, all these things will I give thee.
I'll give all of this to you. You see all that ass? You know what I'm saying? All that milk and honey, that's all yours.
Right.
I'll give it to you. You the man. Right? That's not nothing new today. They do it to athletes today. They do it to celebrities today.
Right.
They do that same wicked garbage that I'm just reading today. They tempted with them right now. They're being tempted by it. There's some boy in college right now being tempted by ass and weed and money and all of that, and big cars and houses, and leaving black people and moving off to a good high class suburb somewhere. They're being tempted right now by the tempter. You understand? Keep reading.
If thou wilt fall down.
If they do what?
Fall down.
If you got no willpower, you're going to do what?
Fall down.
If you love your own flesh and you can't fight temptations, you do what?
Fall down.
You're going to fall down. Go ahead.
And worship me.
Oh, and worship me. That's all you got to do. But that's what people with no willpower do.
Right.
They don't have no willpower. They got no strength. They're cowards. They're soft. They're weak. And I'm speaking about women too. These ain't just male characteristics. These are female characteristics as well.
Right.
Women too.
Right.
Weak and soft and cowards and moist and just as suckers. You understand? You get the same treatment too, right? Equal rights, right? Go ahead.
Verse 10. Then saith Yahweh unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is.
Go ahead.
For it is written.
For it's what?
Written.
No, I thought it.
Written.
No, the Lord said it.
Written.
Because I study. It's what?
Written.
Because I know better. What?
Written.
Because I don't lean on my own understanding. What?
Written.
Because I don't trust in my own ways. It's what?
Written.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God.
I shall worship the Most High God, Yahweh.
That's right.
You understand? It's written. I will never bow down and fall to you. He got too much willpower. You know why? Because Christ was determined to serve the Most High God. He had a willpower for the Most High God.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Keep going.
In him only shalt thou.
In him what?
In him only.
No, in him also.
In him only.
In him likewise.
Only.
In him only. Go ahead.
Thou shalt serve.
That's willpower. Only him will I serve. Even though I'm hungry, even though I want it, even though I'm lusting for it,
right.
Even though I'm being tried by it, I'm still going to fight the tempter with my willpower. Why? Because I'm determined to serve the Most High God. Now, we're reading about this now. We're reading this now, which is going to encourage us to do the same thing.
Right.
So his actions was what? Brotherhood.
God.
Because brothers and sisters reading this now, and they're going to follow suit.
That's right.
To what he did. So this brother's actions was passed down for thousands of years.
God.
That's brotherhood.
That's right.
Fighting your temptations, having willpower, fighting your lust is brotherhood and sisterhood. And it can last thousands of years if you know how to fight yourself, if you can control yourself, if you can control your emotions and your wants and your needs and your urges and your impulses, and stop being so weak and soft and white-like. Keep going.
Come on, God. Verse 11. Then the devil leaveth him.
He did what?
Leaveth him.
He did what?
Leaveth him.
When Christ showed all his willpower, what did the devil do?
Leaveth him.
When a black man shows all his strength, what did he do?
Leaveth
when
him.
A Hispanic man, an Native American man, woman, and child shows their strength, shows their willpower, shows the determination of the Most High God, the devil does what?
Leaveth him.
He'll leave you alone. He'll leave you alone when he knows you're not a fucking punk. Excuse my language. Right. When he knows you're not an effing punk. When he knows you're not a sucker or a chump or weak or soft or moist or insecure or full of sorrows and all of this other stuff, you're a big ass crybaby. You know, you understand what I'm saying? When he knows you're not that, and he knows you're strong and diligent and zealous and courageous and strong and worthy to serve the Most High God. We know you have willpower.
Right.
He'll do what?
Leaveth him.
He'll leave you alone. You understand? Keep going.
And behold, angels came and ministered unto him.
And that's it, man. All done.
Right.
Willpower got our king through his temptations in the wilderness. Willpower, strength, steadfastness. You understand what I'm saying?
God.
Zeal,
That's right.
diligence. This is what got us through. And we're reading about 1,000 years later. How about this? Let somebody read about you 1,000 years from now.
That's right.
How about now it's your turn? Let somebody read about you 1,000 years from now.
Right.
Or are you too fucking soft to do it? Excuse me. Too effing soft to do it? Are you too weak to do it? Or you control by your imagination or whatever else you got going on.
Right.
You understand? With that, pass the class with a priest over Sha'al.
Clap it up for the class.